a.m. in the morning. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. 914 of Westchester County, New York, coming to you with another live video. As you can see, the title of this particular video, it's called Communication Equals a Community. Yes, communication equals community. You know what? Whether it be on the scenes, on the YouTube streets, or behind the scenes, communication is key. A comprehension is key. Comprehension is key. I love it when people ask me questions, and I love it when I ask questions. A shout out to the chat. Does that make sense to everyone? Or should I say, habari za hasaburi, karibu ni umbani kewangu, twendi zetu, kuja na mimi kula chakula miji baridi, kuvuta kiti, kachini, kumpumzika, unakaribishwa jifurahishe, marafiki yangu. Yes. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Communication is community. It equals community. It equals community. And that's why I love when I can communicate with others on this platform. I can communicate with others on this platform. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. That's why I like StreamYard very much. That's why I like StreamYard very much. Absolutely. Communication it equals community. If there's an understanding, you got a community. If there's comprehension going on, you got community. If there is a thing called agree to disagree, you got community. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. 914, Westchester County, New York. We coming to you with another live video. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yes. So it is what it is. I believe some YouTube creators are live right now. I believe there are some people live right now. Lord. Yeah, I'm a little tired from last night, and I enjoyed talking to different YouTube creators on this platform. You know what I mean? And I really like the fact that a lot of people, answer my questions. You know what I mean? Word. They answer my questions. If I ask them a question, they can answer it. And if I ask them a question, then they can answer that. Thank God. Thank God. I was drinking water last night. Because I understand that I can't function correctly or in the right way if I'm under the influence of alcohol. And I'm glad that, that's not a problem for me today. Even though I do partake of it every now and then. Even though I do take part of it every now and then. This Monday coming, Monday is the anniversary of the passing of Birdman. Monday is the anniversary of the passing of Birdman. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. A lot of people know who he is. Some people do not. Even though I'm a part of the LGBTQ community, and I've been a part of it for over 20 years, a good 24 years. Yes, I have dated more than just women. I've dated men as well. It was asked to me, someone asked me, does that mean if they're a man and they are dating me and they sleep with me, does that make them gay? Regardless of whether I am a woman or not, I am a woman. I do have a pussy. I've been straight for many, many years. If I'm in a relationship with a man, does it make them gay? Yeah. Yeah, because I look a certain way. I do not look feminine. I do not wear the costume. I do not wear the costume of, what a woman is supposed to look like. Even if, and we got some women that dress in a tomboyish way. We got some women that do wear men's clothing, but they still have their soft, feminine features, which I don't. I don't have that. I don't possess any of that. So, it is what, even though, it's a tricky slope. But I've met plenty of women like myself who come out of the box. We cross over lines. We get into other boundaries, and we date. We date the opposite sex. It happens. I have met plenty of lesbian women who have children. I have met them. They dress like men. They look like men. They work in the men's industry, or what is called male-dominated industries. Just like me, I work in construction. I'm a general labor. So the only thing I do when I go to these jobs, I'm not climbing a ladder all day. If I have to climb a ladder, I do. If I have to climb up and down the stairs, I do. If I have to work on a roof, I do. If I have to work on a balcony, I do. But my main focus when I go to a job is to clean, is to maintain the work site. And that is it. And that is all. Sometimes I do a thing called traffic control, where I get out there and I use a traffic control paddle, to direct traffic when I need the worksite equipment to move in a safe, quick manner. You know what I mean? If they come out into the street, they're working with the equipment, they're driving the equipment, they're operating the equipment in the street. I have to be there to traffic control, to direct traffic, to help my coworkers get home safe to their families. That is my job when I do traffic control. So when I do traffic control, I control a paddle, and I communicate on the radio, on the walkie-talkie, with my co-worker that is working on the other end. I'm working one end, my co-worker is on the other end. A shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets, because I've done that job plenty of times over my lifetime, over the last couple of years that I have been into construction, general labor. Basically, I am a general labor. I'm a cleaner. I am a closer. The job sometimes begins with us, and the job ends with us. We are the door that opens the construction site. We are there. We are the door that closes after the job site objectives are met and the job is completed. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. And sometimes it's a thankless job. Nobody really thanks us. We don't get a whole lot of thank yous when we go on those jobs. The pay that we receive when we go on those jobs are not payments of thanks. Because I don't call making $13 a whole lot of money. A couple of years ago, I remember when I was working for $7.50 an hour. I remember when I was working for $8 an hour. I remember when in 2017 I was working for $9 an hour. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. And that's a reality. Because I live here in South Carolina. Now, if I was living in New York somewhere, maybe I would be making more money. Doing the same work I'm doing now. Making them more money doing the same work I'm doing now. But I don't mean no harm. I do need to get away from working for a temp service. But I've been doing it ever since I've been released from the penitentiary. I started out at 28 years old working with them. I am now 52. Next month, I will be 53 years old. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Shout out. So, yes, Monday will be the anniversary of the passing of Birdman. I'm supposed to walk down to the office on Monday because they will be open. They will be open. I will be walking down there Monday morning to see if I can get on a work ticket for that particular day. You know, just because Birdman has passed doesn't mean that everything else in my life has stopped or has shut down, because the bills still continue to come in this house. The rent still is due. The rent has to be paid. Everything is still goes on just like the way it was when he was here. Nothing has changed. Nothing has moved. Nothing. But now that he is no longer here, that gives me the freedom to do whatever else I need to do. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Hey, good morning, Just Jay. I always fill up in South Carolina before I go north. Right. Oh, when was the last time you was in South Carolina? Which part of South Carolina do you go to? Just Jay, I'm asking you the questions. See, I like Just Jay. I like the people that come in my chat. Just Jay, Mrs. V, Uncle L, Wrath, Simset, Triple S, Keep the Change, Tamika McCullough, G Mama, Juicy Fruit. I like the people that come over here and visit with me because it's always communication. We always ask each other questions and we communicate. Okay, hold on. Hey, Mrs. V, good morning. Good morning, Mrs. V. Purple Heart Podcast, aka Just Jay. Thank y'all for coming over. Good morning. I was, what does that say? At Hilton Head. Hilton Head, you was that's the island. I don't know how far Hilton Head is from. I would have to ask 27 Darren. how far Hilton Head is from Charleston. But that's like an island, like John's Island, uh, Kiwa Island, places like that. I've heard of Hilton Head. When I was in prison, I used to hear about Hilton Head all the time. Hilton Head, Hilton Head. Shout out to Hilton Head. Yeah. So that's basically what this video is about. Communication equals community. And conversations has a two-way street. It can't be one-sided all the time. Sometimes, I'm going to put it like this. All the time, both parties must be able to listen. They must be able to listen. Because that's the only way they're going to be able to communicate. If I can't hear what the person is saying or read what the person is saying, that means I'm not communicating very well. Yeah, shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. I want to thank everyone for coming in. Good morning, good morning. Those that are not here, I hope that they will catch the replay. Those that are not here, I hope they catch the replay. I'm not gonna be doing this video too long. Not gonna be doing this video too long. Shout out to the chat. Shout out YouTube streets. Yeah. Cause Kiss My Cheeks. she is something serious. Oh Lord. She is something serious on these YouTubes. Cause before I went live this morning, I went to another live and Kiss My Cheeks was on the panel. Which I noticed that she be on a lot of panels lately. I be noticing that. Kiss My Cheeks be on the panel a lot lately. Yeah. Yeah, man. So it is what it is. I mean, she's not the only one that be on panels, but it just seems like when I go to certain chats or certain videos, I usually see her on the panel. I thought I heard King Anthony ask Kiss My Cheeks the other day, when does she plan on going live? When does she plan on going live? Is Kiss My Cheeks planning on going live? I mean, seriously. Because if she plans on going live anytime soon, a lot of people know who she is. But I didn't know anything about Kiss My Cheeks until this year. She's not really something. If I had met her in the past, it probably was in passing. Because you got to remember, during my early days of the YouTubes, it was spent, fucking with people. You know what I mean? Word. That's why in a way, I'm kind of grateful to a lot of the women in the sector that do the reaction videos. You know what I mean? We got the Moonlights. Moonlight does reaction videos a lot. Not too often, but enough to get her point across. Brown Skin Lady was that way. I do remember Brown Skin Lady doing reaction videos a lot when it really came down to it. But I remember when Brown Skin Lady first appeared and started doing videos. Okay, she was doing reaction videos. Then she was trolling people. And then for a little while, she was dancing. She was the dancing queen of the YouTube streets. I remember when brown skin. That's how I remember brown skin lady so well. Yes, I remember her being in Armando Black chat because I used to be in Armando's Black's chat. I remember her hanging with the rabbits because I used to hang with the rabbits all the time. And sometimes I still go over there. I remember when she first started her channel. I remember that. And I remember like little things about brown skin lady. I remember when they had the Roach trials, when they put her on the Roach trials. And I remember the argument I had with Birdman concerning the Roach trials. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, X, Y, and Z, and he was disagreeing with me, and you know. But I do remember brown skinned lady. And she was one that loved to kick open doors. She used to love to kick open doors. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My memory. My memory. And that's where I live. Sometime when I do the YouTubes, that's where I live, right in my fucking memory. Hey, Connie. Wait a minute. Who is that? Hey, Corey. Corey A. Shout out to you. Good morning, Corey. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in, love. Yeah, Corey. Corey, you was there back during that time. When Brown Skin Lady was going live. I met Corey A through the Empress Lonnie One Loves chat. Yeah. We was all I know I definitely was a part of the Empress Lonnie One Love sector for a while. Still a part of it. Still a part after all these years. After all these years. Me and Lonnie still growing strong after all these years. Ain't that something? Ain't that a blessing? Look at God. Yes. She wasn't scared. Yup. Brown skin wasn't scary. Lonnie wasn't scary. Sister T is not scary. Queen Regina is not scary. Yes, a whole lot of them ain't scary. There's even some of the women, some of the moderators, and some of the subscribers. They're very outspoken. Very outspoken. Especially Miss Eve. Yo, shout out to the chat. Keep the change is outspoken. Demetric Jones is outspoken. Yeah, it's the women that really run this sector. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the men. I'm not taking anything away from them. I understand that they are important too. And a lot of men complain to me, be like, Arabia, you don't include a. Yes, I do include some of the men, but you're being overshadowed. You're being overshadowed in this, in this sector a little bit, Yeah. Mrs. V, you didn't miss much. I was talking about some of the history of the YouTubes. Yeah, I was talking about some of the history of the YouTubes. Like Letitia is not scary. Letitia is very outspoken. 27 Darren is outspoken. Who else is that? Corey. Even though Corey is not a YouTube creator, she's a subscriber, she's a supporter. Corey is very outspoken. Corey don't back down. I never remember her backing down from anything or anyone. A shout out to the chat. But even though Sister T be dancing in her, it's not the same as Brown Skin Lady. It's not. Woo-ya! I remember, I remember one time brown skin lady. Now I'm doing a reaction. Brown skin lady had went live one. This was a couple of years ago, and she was in her truck and she was dancing. She was having a party, a good old time. And I remember I was in the chat, I was laughing and I was clapping my hands, right? And then I remember Lonnie coming into the chat, and Lonnie put the eyes there. And then I remember everybody else. I mean, it was fire emojis because brown skin lady used to do the music. She used to play certain songs. Oh my God, the whole shit. Everybody in the chat used to put fire emojis, laughing, talking, having a good time. You show some people dancing. Yeah, man, brown skin lady. Shout out to brown skin lady. Shout out to lady. Oh my God. Yeah, Letitia, all of them are good. Ain't not worth it. Good morning. Yeah, I remember those days. I remember. I can go as far back as 5 years in my memory about this sector. Good days and the bad days. Now, when I think about the dark times, I don't feel so good. It's like a emotional roller coaster. I feel like I'm a roller coaster. Like I'm conducting a roller coaster almost. Yeah. But every time Brown Skin Lady went live and she dropped that link, me and her be up there on the link up. We used to have a good time. We used to have a good time. There was a few times we had this argument amongst ourselves, but it didn't last long because Brown Skin Lady believed in communication. It's like Arabia. And she would always talk to me. And same thing with Lonnie. You know what I mean? So brown skin and Lonnie, then you got Moon, then you got Soulfly. We got a lot. Tamika McCullough. You got a lot of women. Demetric Jones, Letitia, Jay, Mrs. V. You got a lot of women. A lot of you women communicate. You like to talk to your audience. Shout out to you. Yeah, remember what Corey remembers? Brown Skin Lady was my online therapist for a long time. I ain't gonna lie, Corey. I ain't gonna lie, Brown Skin Lady, she made me see a lot of shit. I didn't want to say it out loud back then because, I was like, oh, well. And then I was real heavy doing what I was doing, which wasn't helping. I think it was killing some of my spirit. There's a thing where people can actually murder their own spirit. A lot of people don't know this. I do. Who that is? Oh. Hey! Toby, that's you? Toby, don't come in here messing with me. Toby, what we gonna do? Lonnie not going live until August. I don't think I can do it, you guys. I don't think I can do it. Because that's how I get through my day. Lonnie goes live early in the morning between 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Because she either going to take us to the gym and we go to Wawa with her, or she's driving to get to her job. You know what I mean? So it's going to be kind of strange. Lonnie don't do no videos, you know. Mrs. V and Purple Heart Podcast and whoever else is moderating. Let me look at my chat. Let me look at my chat. Mrs. V, shout out to you, a moderator. Purple Heart Podcast, shout out to you, a moderator. Corey A, my day one OG, my day one over here. Shout out to you, thank you. Toby, shout out to you. Just Jay, shout out to you. And now another moderator, shout out to you. So shout out to my moderators that's in the chat. Shout out to them. Shout out to everyone else that's in the chat. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Toby. Oh no, Toby, Lonnie said on her community. Now this was a surprise. She took everybody by surprise. Lonnie said on her community wall on both of her channels, she was taking a break until August. Everyone knows when August is. August, probably she'll come back around her birthday because Lonnie is a Virgo. I don't know why she's taking from doing videos. I don't know what's going on. She didn't explain any further. But we know that Lonnie's life has changed. Not only is Lonnie a mother, but Lonnie is also a grandmother. So, Lonnie got a lot going on. She don't tell us, she don't tell her audience, but Lonnie got a lot going on. Shout out to Lonnie. Highly favored, good morning. Shout out to the chat. Oh, good morning, highly favored. Good to see you. Yes. It's very good to see you, highly favored. I was just talking about communication equals community. When people talk with each other and they ask questions, I love to ask questions. I love it. I love it. I love to ask questions. And I love it when people ask me questions. And I like it when people say, don't hold back, Arabia. Let me know the whole truth. Let me know how you really feel. And I just go ahead and tell them the whole truth, hoping in my heart that they can handle the truth when I reveal the truth. When you don't want me to wear the mask and you ask the mask to be removed, I hope people can handle the truth. I seriously do. Especially when it comes to my fucking feelings. Especially when it comes to my fucking feelings. Shit, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I say good morning to everyone. I hope everyone had hit that like button, double tap the screen, Coco Tasso the likes, like and share the video. Yeah. So we got a lot going on these YouTube streets. And, I'm just thankful I can be in the chat some tippity typing. And I am very happy that when people really want to hear me talk, the host will ask me to hit the link. And I'm very about that because, I'm a day one OG in this sector. I've been around for a long time. You know what I mean? I started out a part of so I'm not a Kwamite. I'm not a rabbit. I'm not a sniper. I'm not an outlaw. I am Soda Nation. And we were here before any group. Matter of fact, we helped birth some of these groups. Tommy Sotomayor is the blueprint. Tommy Sotomayor is the architect. Shout out to Tommy. Yeah. Hey, Mrs. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Baker. Well, not quite the algorithm. Just Jay. Just Jay. You've been around a long time too. You've been around a long time too, Just Jay. I came to the streets, Just Jay, in 2013. I came as an observer and I came as a subscriber. And believe it or not, Just Jay, even then, I became involved with YouTube. And that's when I started learning, through the ancient YouTube creators, what be going on the YouTubes. And a lot of the ancients are still, a lot of them. Some of them are not even in the sector of YouTube. They're in other sectors. Like Cynthia G is in another sector. Tanya TKO is in another sector. Karma Kaboom, another sector. Let's see, who else? And there's a few people that left. But some of the people that left reinvented themselves. Like, I remember the keyboard mission. There's one particular channel that reminds me of the keyboard musician. Very much. Very much. Yeah, Just Jay. Favorite, you've been here a long time. Corey here a long time. Just Jay been here a long time. I don't know how long Not Worth It has been here. But, he seems to be very knowledgeable on the YouTubes. Mrs. V, I met Mrs. V just recently. I don't know how. I think Miss V been here on the YouTubes a long time too. It's possible that some people come from different other sectors and they're in this sector. You know what I mean? Can you understand what I'm saying? Can you feel me? Can you dig it? Shout out to the chat. Ancient sounds old. Just call me a young woman. Yes, I'm just saying that there's a lot of the ancients are still around. Like Tommy Sotomayor, he would be considered an ancient YouTube creator. Yeah, he would be considered ancient. Where somebody like, I'm gonna put it out there, Sister T would be considered an OG in the sector. So there's a difference between the OGs and you can actually call the ancients the triple OGs. The triple OGs. Those are the ones that can't be touched. Those are the ones that you don't really hear a lot, but they enjoy communicating with their audience and they enjoy communicating with other YouTube creators. And I learned a lot dealing with the ancient YouTube creators. I am not ancient yet. If I remain on the YouTubes another maybe 8 years, I will become an ancient. If that makes sense. All right, Mrs. V. Shout out to Mrs. V. Not worth it. I had for you is where had you been? Because I ain't seen you here in a while. Mm-hmm. Not worth it. You ain't the only one. I don't see the days. Shout out to you. Because I know that other people be in other people's chats. I know that. Yeah. I ain't worried about you not worth it. It's this. You got to understand the politics of the YouTubes. You got to understand the politics. And there are some people that actually sit in the bushes. As long as I've been doing videos, Toby has never typed into my chat until today. I don't remember Toby ever typing into my chat. You got some people that sit in the bushes. Corey A, she'll sit in the bushes for a little while, then she'll come out, she'll type in the chat. You know what I mean? It's quite a few that actually do. Oh, okay. I feel you're not worth it. So today is Saturday. It'll be a long, boring day. A long, boring day. I don't know if I'm going to cook today or not. Or I'm just going to eat cereal. I might just eat cereal all day. I don't know. What y'all think? Because I haven't even begun to do my taxes this year. And I only just begun. I love Karen Carpenter. I love Karen Carpenter. I might play some of her music after I get off this live. Arabia, why you don't what? Why don't be with you? Okay, that's not worth it saying that. We love bush watching. Yep. Uh, bush watchers creep me out. I gotta get over. Yeah, that's why I'm. I stay in. Watch. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people that watch from the bushes. Some people watch from the air. I call them my cielo. Mi cielo. Mi cielo. Mm. Which means in Spanish is my sky or my love. Yeah. Some, all of them. Some bushwatchers, they could kind of, outlandish. I don't know if Johnny. I think Johnny Blaze is supposed to be going live today. Johnny Blaze is supposed to be going live today. He's going to be covering a little bit more of the Armando Black situation. Armando Black. That dude. It just seems like to me he just loves staying in the mess. That's what it seemed like to me. That's my personal opinion. Because this sector is getting along much better without him. He just comes problems and confusion and trouble. And I didn't know that he was a very big doxer. And that's the most problem I got with anybody. It's just like, let's say that I'm just Jay. I'm gonna use you for example. Just Jay and Mrs. V. Let's just say me and you two was to get into a beef. We was to go back and forth, right? It's different when you're dealing with people that are arguing with you. I'm not saying that we argue. Okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. A perfect example. A couple of years ago, me and Lonnie was beefing on the YouTubes. We were going back and forth. She did video, She did video, I did a video. Okay. But I remember us ever doxing each other. She never put out my address, phone number, none of that shit. She never doxed. She never doxed none of my family members, none of that bullshit. So there's a difference between dealing with people that just go back and forth with you and then people that actually dox you. You know what I mean? About your personal or business information or whatever the case may be. And we got a lot of people on the YouTube streets, just like Armando Black, get into an argument with you. Someone like Armando, and he doxes people. That's that coward shit. I remember a few years ago, there was motherfuckers on this app that actually went to wherever he was at. And I noticed that he will either walk away from that person or he'll call 911. He's a doxer and he's a person that loved to dial 911. So while YouTube, you get into arguments with different people and then you turn around and dox them and then you call the authorities. That's coward, weak shit. That's weak. Yeah, ears to the street. He doxes people. But my thing is, no, you don't. Nobody in my chat does that shit. It's nobody that I'm close to. I'm put it like this: nobody I'm close to on the YouTubes do that. But people like Ears, people like Armando Black, doxes people, and these are men. These are men that doing that shit. I think that is so weak and that is that is a feminine spirit. That is a Jezebel spirit. These men are possessed by a Jezebel spirit. Yeah. They get into arguments with people on the YouTubes. And instead of carrying on the argument or taking their L or coming back with another retort, they would rather dox them. That is weak. That is some cornball shit. And I'm saying it. Yep, that's weak too. Yeah, taking recording phone calls, that's weak. Yep. Yeah, but I mostly see it with the men. I don't see the women doing it. The only one that was doing that dumb shit was the Clara Booker channel. Who she called herself or whatever the kid. Is still a fucking piece of shit. Anyone that goes around doxing people is a piece of shit. And I'm talking about men. When a man does it, And usually if a woman does, it's because somebody doxed her first. Yeah, that's what I've come to learn. That's what I've come to learn on the YouTubes. I can honestly say most of the people I've argued with on this, none of them have tried to dox me. None. Excuse me. There was one that called 911. Had the police come here. Yeah. Only because I doxed myself. You know, I put out my own information before anyone else could do it. And one person just had to call 911 one particular day. The cops came here and they knocked on the door. And when they found out what was going on, you know, they basically was like telling me about the YouTubes. Then they got back in the car and they drove away. And I remember getting in touch with Birdman that day. And I remember getting in touch with one support team that day. And I was like, yo, somebody just XY. And it's like, you know, it was, trust me, it was people trying to understand their head around that bullshit. Yeah, Toby, like, yeah, Toby. Got some people on this app that will actually call 911 because they can't deal with you. Call 911. I believe it. I'm sitting in this house this happened a couple of years ago, Toby. I was sitting in my house. I had just went live or whatever the case may be. The next few minutes was there was like a I'm gonna put it like it was a knock on the door like that. So I left from out of my bedroom and I went to the door. I opened the door and the police was standing right there. And he was like, oh, it was two of them. It was two of them. And they was like, somebody called about what's going on social medias. See, when people do that, when people get the authorities involved, what's going on social media, that's showing that they're fucking weak. That's what exactly what it's me. You're weak. Yep. Yep, highly favored. Yep. You remember that favorite? Because highly favored was around that time. Yeah. You know who did that? I'm gonna tell you who did it. Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt, that white bitch I was beefing with. Yep. Still to this day, that bitch still watches me. From yeah. Yep. Tried to me, but he should remain okay. Arabia, what type of candy or chocolate do you like? I like, you know what, Mrs. V, good thing you asked that. I kind of candy that got marshmallows in it or caramel. You know what I mean? Because a couple of months ago, back during Halloween, coffees with the creamer and the sugar put in chocolate and caramel. So I love anything dealing with marshmallows, anything dealing with caramel. Knock on wood. Yup. Yup, highly favorite. Yup. Her. Okay, just Jay, I understand. I can dig it. What's my favorite cereal? My favorite cereal, believe it or not, I love Lucky Charms. I love Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms cereal. I love it because it got marshmallows in the cereal. You could either eat that cereal with or without milk. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah, I love Lucky Charms. I love fruits. I love any cereal with the marshmallow. Are you expecting anything for what is today? Valentine's Day? I know, Toby. You know why? Because my main partner is no longer here, and I'm not in a new relationship. But if people want to hit the Cash App, they can. Better by hitting. But seriously, I'm not in a relationship right now. There's no new prospect of a relationship because I really don't want to go through all the bullshit I already been through. I think Birdman was enough. Birdman was enough for me. You know, I've had other relationships, man, but he was enough. That particular relationship is I'm ever gonna get to getting married. That's the closest I'm ever get married. Now, if I choose to get married, it will be him only. I will not be living with that person. You know, and I don't want anyone. I don't like if I do date anyone else. They have to be a veteran, and they have to be older than me. Male or female, it doesn't matter. But I do not want to date everyday civilian. I do not. In other words, I want to date people that are a little established, a little stable. I don't want unstability in my life. And you got to be emotionally mature. But I don't think it's people out there, so and I really don't feel like all the roller coaster ups and downs with that. I just feel like making any new connections at this time. I'm kind of like in retirement a little bit. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Arabia, my people loves you. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes. I thought you were on the I don't know what that means, but anyway, we're uh, we had some times with Yeah, highly favored. You remember, man? Birdman always loved to cook. That thing loved to cook. I remember one time I was on the YouTubes and Birdman was out there and he used to love to cook on that grill. I remember that from him. So he did teach me about how to cook on the grill. I didn't know nothing about none of that bullshit before. And there's a lot of other things that he told me. Believe it or not, highly favored, I still follow his advice about certain shit. Dead and gone, but I still follow his advice. You know? The show must go on. Yes, that's true. The show must go on. So on Monday will be the anniversary of his passing. Today is what? Valentine's Day? Okay. I guess I'll be looking at movies all day. I don't I love uh hearing birds chirping in the morning. Yeah, birds chirping in the morning, in the sunshine. Yeah, I love when the birds be chirping. We got a lot of sparrows around here, and we got a lot of crows around here. I love when I see the crows. I don't bother them. I don't bother them. I don't put no food on. If I start putting food out for the crows, I would probably have friends that will never leave. I can't make friends in real life, so I gotta get a crow. Oh. My grandmother had a African gray for years. I wouldn't mind having a crow. At least I know they'd be loyal to me. And they learn to talk. Trust me. Even if they don't talk, they know how to communicate with you. They show you if they got an attitude, if they're happy. Yeah. Arabia, when I go to South Carolina, I'm a teach you how to drive. Teach me how to. I'm scared to drive. I'm big nervous. But I thank you for thinking of me. Oh, okay. Hey, what's up, lovely star? Lovely, shout out to Lovely. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Oh, wait a minute, Holly favorite. Ronald Jones. Yup. Ronald Jones used to have a lot of birds in the background. Whenever he used to hit I used to wonder where he was at when that was going on. And it put me in mind of Holly Favorite when I used to work for the Home Depot. Cause the birds would start chirping. And I'm gonna tell you, they would be asleep all that evening, all that night. And then about 4:30 every morning, no matter what we were doing in the Home Depot, the birds would wake up and they would start flying around the store. And they especially loved flying on the outside garden section of the store because that's where we kept the bird seeds. And I remember them things just flying around, and that's how I knew it was 4:30 in the morning by them. And then once they came out, I knew we only had 2 more hours and 50 something minutes to go on the clock. So yeah, I usually timed when to start cleaning up when the birds came out. Shout out to the birds. Shout out to my co-workers that were birds at one time. Okay. Thank you, moderators, for getting that person. I don't know why they come in here trying to troll me. Troll some more. But you know what? It's a view. It's a view. Hold on. Let me see something. Uh, yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Good job, Mrs. V and Purple Heart Podcast moderating. You got that person up out of here. You know what I mean? If they come back, and if I don't see them right away, sniper their ass. Sniper them. Yeah. Because I don't know why they coming here with their shenanigans. Hold on. Yeah, so everyone, I guess, shout out to y'all. Yeah, man. Yeah, I get a lot of haters. I get a lot of haters. Yeah, let's see. So that person just got 24 hours. They'll be back. Yeah, whoever that troll is, that's somebody I've never seen before. They must have come from one of those other channels I be on. You know, then a lot of some of my YouTube creators that are not in this sector, they get a lot of hate. They get a lot of hate. Yeah. There's one in particular I'm thinking about. He goes live almost every day. And the only thing, and I vibe with him because we got like the same like belief system a little bit. And there's a few others, but it's mostly this one guy I'm thinking about. And every time he go live, the trolls just come. They just come. I mean, he know he's getting the views, but they can say some really terrible things. That's right, highly favored. It's a view, right? Highly favored. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. But thanks, everyone that's moderating for me right now. Thank you for doing what I asked you to do, and you did a great job. I really want to do something nice for my moderators one day. I don't know what to do. I wish we could all sit on a podcast together. Me and my moderators, yo, that would be the bomb. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have to say a whole lot. They could do all the talking. That would be a bomb show. Yeah, man. That's what I believe. But I wasn't going to do a very long video. I just came in to say good morning to everyone. Good morning. And I want to shout out to my subscribers because we got a whole lot of new subscribers. I don't know where these subscribers come from, but I thank them for subscribing. We are over 500 subscribers now. And I want to thank everyone that subscribed. I want to thank everyone for supporting this channel. I want to thank my support team that worked with me, you know, over the last few years. I want to thank all my moderators for coming and supporting the channel and rocking out with me and supporting the channel and moderating and dropping my channel information, dropping my Cash App into the chat area. I want to thank all my moderators. I want to thank everyone that supports this channel from the bottom of my heart. From the bottom of my heart. Yeah. Monday is the anniversary of the passing of Birdman. I want to shout out to Brown Skin Lady, even though we don't see her as much on the YouTube streets. She is remembered. And now Empress Lonnie One Love says she's not going to be going live until August. We understand. I completely understand. Shout out to the chat. And shout out to all my YouTube creators that do go live, that do hold shows, and do participate in the YouTubes. And I thank all of you for working so hard on your channels. Your channels are really coming, and your audiences are growing. I see that. And that is a plus. That is awesome. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for working so hard. Not only over here on my channel, but also on your own channels. Yes, I did. You know what I might end up doing after I'm done with this video? I don't know what I'm going to do after I do this video. I'll probably meditate for a little while and think about what I'm going to do, because this is going to be a long weekend. And then Monday, I don't know if it's going to rain Sunday night. I don't know if it's going to rain Monday. But nonetheless, a shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. I want to thank everyone for coming over and visiting me and supporting my channel. Good morning. I hope everyone has an awesome weekend. Let the weekend games begin. Let everything begin. Brand new. I guess brand new and fresh for the weekend. Shout out to you. Shout out to my moderators once again for catching that troll. I tried to warn the trolls when they come over here, they will be vanquished. Yes, I tried to warn the trolls when they come to my channel. It's a view, but they will be vanquished for 24 hours at least. Cook some real food, not cereal. I don't think I'm gonna do anything today, Toby. I think I'll just probably eat me some cereal. I got plenty. Toby, I got 3 boxes of cereal that have been unopened in this house. 3 boxes of cereal. I got them right sitting in the refrigerator. I'll probably open up one of them today. One of them got raisins in it. I don't know if I eat it or not. Ooh, la. Anyway, shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. I want to thank everyone for coming over. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for donating to the Cash App. If you donated, I appreciate it. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And in the words of the Empress Lonnie One Love, Peace, love, and happiness, everyone. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets and the haters. All my haters and all my trolls. You get 2 scoops of fuck you. We out of here, y'all. We riding to the sunset. Peace out, y'all. Thank y'all for coming over. I appreciate the support, the love, the patience, the communication, the realness. Thank you. We out. Peace. 1.